All right, welcome to episode 104 of the 2-Minute Warning. My first podcast alone. Welcome to the new studio. I know it looks kind of plain. But today we're going to be looking at a recap of the Florida versus Vanderbilt game today on Saturday the 21st, I believe. Today's the 21st. Looks like the most important factor of the game. The Gators won 38-17. I don't want to say it's a big win, but really in college football, everything's a big win. You lose one game, you're out of the playoff contention, really, at least for the Gators. They have to win out. So any win is a big win. But I'm going to come out and say it that the Gators did not look good today. From the start, Vanderbilt drove right down the field. They got the ball first, went right down the field, marched down the field. A couple of big Gators penalties, including one that allowed Vanderbilt to score, jumped off sides, free play down the field, touchdown pass. From Ken Seals, Vanderbilt quarterback, a guy who's only got 12 on the season, which, I mean, averaging 2 a game, it's not terrible, but he added 2 more today. So Ken Seals, Vanderbilt quarterback, threw for 319 yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, which came late in the game once it was already over. So really, he played well. And what the Gators defense allowed Vanderbilt to do was really drive the ball pretty well. Like I said, drove down the field, got up 7-0. Then the Gators tied at 7-7. Then Vanderbilt went up 10-7 with another strong drive. And then from there, they didn't get the lead back. But Gators came out kind of flat. From the beginning, like I said, they let Vanderbilt drive down the field. Kind of the whole game, they did not look sharp. Defense playing soft from the beginning of the game. A lot of penalties, especially in that first quarter. Like I said, several offsides penalty, one of which resulted in a free play for the touchdown. So, I mean, technically what the three of us, obviously just me now, me, Jay, and Wade said earlier in the week was that Florida needs to come out today and totally shut down Vanderbilt's offense, because Florida's defense needs to continue to build, continue to get better for a team like Alabama. And what I wanted to see from them today was to shut down Vandy, who has a pretty weak offense. They're 0-6. But what we saw today was not that. Ultimately we said they need to hold Vanderbilt to half of what we scored, and they did. We scored 38, they scored 17. So technically they achieved that goal, but it wasn't as dominant as I wanted to see. I would have preferred it to be 38-0, and then at the end of the game, maybe they let up a little bit and gave 17 points, but they let Vanderbilt have the lead for the first quarter. And then looking at our offense, 3 touchdowns from Trask. I mean, what's he doing out there? No, I'm kidding. But he did throw 3 touchdowns today, which is below his average of like 4.5. He needed 5. He's at 28 now. He needed 33 to be the most touchdown passes in college football history through 7 games. He only got 3. So still congrats to him on his great season so far. But I would have loved to see him get those 5 touchdowns today, or even 6, which, I mean, against a team like Vanderbilt, if he can do those stats, he hit 5 against Georgia or 4 against Georgia, 5, I think, 6 against Arkansas. I mean, he's been putting up these numbers against solid SEC teams all year. This is the worst one we've played, and it's probably the most flat our team has looked. I mean, he put up better stats in the game we lost, I think, to Texas A&M. So not to say Trask did bad at all, but he only put up 3 touchdowns and 383 yards, and I say only just because he's been doing better than that all season. Not that those are bad stats. Gators averaging 46 points a game coming into today, only scored 38, and again, this is the worst team we've played all year. So I credit a lot of that to the fact this was kind of a trap game for Florida. Of course, it's hard to come out and play 100% against a team where if you lose, you flunked out, and if you win, you were supposed to win. So that's what a trap game really is to me, is a game that you should win, and if you don't, then you're a loser for it. So this was a game the Gators were 100% expected to win, which kind of changes how your team feels about it. So I don't expect them to play like this when we meet Alabama in the SEC Championship. I'm not saying this is a game that shows the Gators aren't good, but I just would have loved to see them play better. Like I said, 38-17 final, I would have liked to see 57-17. Which is very doable in my opinion. Of course, like I said, Trask threw for less touchdowns than he has been in each game all year. We scored less points than we have all year. So it's just really the short summary of what I saw today was not the wow that I wanted to see. I didn't see the Gators get 4 turnovers and of course on defense forced 4 turnovers and shut them down to 7 points. We didn't see that. We saw only 1 turnover from the Gators defense at the end of the game. We saw just as many turnovers by the Gators offense. We fumbled. Kadarius Toney did have a fumble. He also caught a touchdown today, so I don't want to say he had a bad game either. We rushed the ball all right. Like I said, Trask threw for almost 400 yards, but in the eyes of Trask, that's not fantastic. And like I said, I just really would have loved to see the Gators shut down Vanderbilt's offense way more than what we did. And in all honesty, expected Trask to throw 6 or 7 touchdowns, which he did not. But again, don't want to say the Gators aren't playoff bound like I did before. I still believe that, and I still think we'll come out with more fire against a team like Kentucky this weekend, which is a little better. And then of course we got Tennessee, which is a little better, and then we got LSU, which despite their weak season, they're definitely a good program. So I don't think this means anything for the rest of the season. I love the Gators won, no matter if they look flat, whatever, they won, and they kept their playoff chances alive. Go Gators in 2-minute warning.